I let guy at work take the blame for my screw up and he still doesn't know. So I ran into Matt at a gas station a couple years ago and my stomach instantly dropped. Before I even really recognized him, last time I had seen him he was cleaning out his locker because of something that was actually my fault. I was 24 back then working nights at a warehouse outside a small town, nothing special, just scanning inventory, moving pallets, trying to survive the shift. One night I entered the wrong shipment numbers and sent a huge amount of product to the wrong distribution center. Management completely lost it the next morning and started digging through logs trying to find out who screwed up. The problem was Matt had used my terminal for maybe 10 minutes that same night because his scanner was acting up. When the supervisor started asking questions I knew immediately what happened. I knew it was me. I even remember almost speaking up once, but then I started thinking about rent, bills, my car, all the usual excuses, and I convinced myself they would eventually figure it out on their own. They never did. Matt kept insisting he didn't do it and looked more confused than defensive, but nobody listened. He got written up. Then a few weeks later another unrelated mistake happened and they fired him. I remember him saying he had a wife and a newborn at home and I still kept my mouth shut. Years passed. I left, got promoted elsewhere, built a decent life. Then there he was at the gas station. We talked for maybe 5 minutes. He told me getting fired wrecked him for a while. They lost their apartment, bounced between jobs, things got pretty bad. Then he laughed and said getting fired was probably the best thing that ever happened to him because it pushed him into starting his own business. I laughed too, because what else was I supposed to do? But all I could think was that the guy responsible for that entire chain of events was standing right in front of him pretending everything was normal. He shook my hand, wished me well, got in his truck and drove away. I sat in my car for like 20 minutes afterward with a bag of Doritos on the passenger seat just staring at nothing. I keep telling myself that telling him now would only make things worse. Maybe it would just reopen old wounds for no reason. But if I'm being honest, that's basically the same thing I told myself back then. He still thinks life pushed him in a different direction. He has no idea it was me. And somehow after all these years that still makes me feel sick thinking about it.